people were mad at me because, the amount of money I said I was making there. And it was like, I would have stayed and whatever. But I was like, like you said, if the culture's not right and you are not happy, then it doesn't really matter. And like when I switched jobs, my girl was like, I can really see like you're happier now. And that's the whole thing. Like I've made a comment on this show before about how when I was younger, dealing with some adults that always seemed like they had a bad attitude. And I said,
Hmm.
now I got older, I take 3 steps back. They really weren't mad at me. They probably were either mad at what they were doing in life or they didn't want to do in life and they felt like they were stuck in it. And with my generation, we've been a generation of saying, hey, you know what? We are going to place our happiness above money so we can make sure we are good. Because if you're not good as a person, that just eats at you. You snap off quick, you short with everybody, short with your kids, you short with your wife. And it's just like, no, like you gotta kind of find some type of balance. Like I'm not saying every day at the new company with the better culture is gonna be good, but it'll be better than you dreading to go to work.
Big facts, big facts. Now, I will, and I agree with you unequivocally. I will, though, sprinkle. I tend to try to be very countercultural often. I do think, and I'm gonna limit the constraint of my conversation. Sorry if this is a little controversial. I do think in
No
this.
school, we like controversy
Oh
over
well,
here.
then you're gonna love me. I do think in the Western Hemisphere, we have some culture issues. There's a lot of things that are culturally normal and culturally acceptable that I think are very
Yeah.
flawed. So here's one that I'm going to kind of slight. This is a minor one, but I'm push back against the culture a little bit. I've recently been having this conversation. I have a 16 year. I have a couple of kids. I have multiple kids, not a couple, not two. And I have a 16-year-old daughter here in the house with me. School obviously just started back, etc. And she's, don't want to pick on her too bad, but she is, going through the stresses of, oh my God, school. I don't like school. I don't like my class. I don't like, these three kids that are in the class, the typical things that 16-year-olders go through. And I had to sit her down and I had a conversation with her and I said, listen, I need you to understand something. From now till you die, you are going to have to do things that you don't like. Like, and I walked her
Mhm.
through life. I'm like, okay, so you're in school right now. Maybe you don't like your class. That might not be a justifiable reason for you to change schools because maybe there's long-term benefits to the school you're in that outweigh the benefits of there's no cool kids around me. Fast forward to job.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking about with jobs, sometimes you need to leave a job because the culture is bad. Other times it might be life, God, whatever, stretching your capacity to teach you stay in this position because I need you to become better. I need you to improve in the areas where you have blind spots and or weaknesses right now, and the people that are around you are going to call you out on, some of those blind spots and weaknesses so that you
Yeah.
can get better. If you remember what I said a couple of minutes ago, I believe humans are built to not work in isolation. So that means sometimes there's going to be blind spots that, not sometimes, always in life, you're going to have blind spots, and it's going to require a human to come and tell you, bro, you don't even see this, but you're dropping the ball here. And when you hear that, that's not pleasant. And oftentimes our
Right.
reaction to, I ain't like how he just tell me that. Your reaction might be to run and say, nah, I'm going around a bunch of people who will not tell me that. And sometimes you might miss the boat there. So while, yes, I'm strongly an advocate of look for things for in a job above and beyond title and salary, and look for things that are, hey, is this a good environment? Is it non-toxic? Is it good culture, good company, etc. You want to look for those things as well. But don't interpret that as I need to go where I'm happy. Sometimes
Yeah,
there
yeah,
will be seasons, periods of time where you're not happy, but you need to stay in that spot to learn better. I remember in college, I was infinitely unhappy. And I said already, I dropped out of college. In hindsight, I look back and I was like, that was a mistake. I was being childish and stupid. I should have completed my college. And in my 40s, I went back and completed my college. It's ridiculous.
yeah.
Started college when I was 16, and in my 40s, it's 20 years later, I'm still talking about I got to get this college degree. the worst possible way. I should have just stayed and done it. But childishness, immaturity drove me to make poor decisions that I look back afterwards and realize, that wasn't the best thing. So sometimes you need to stick in a bad situation. Fast forward to job. Sometimes you're going to have a job, not great. You don't feel great. You're not happy, but it might be where you need to be. Fast. And I told this to my daughter. I literally walked her through these chains. Say fast forward to retirement, because maybe you think, yeah, I can't wait till I retire. Then I don't have a job, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna skip the retirement one. Fast forward to entrepreneurship. The amount of people I've heard, I'm tired of working for the man, or working for a boss. I'm gonna be my own boss. All that means is you have a different boss now, and it ain't you, fam. Your boss is now your customer. So if that customer calls
Yep.
you at 3 in the morning, you ain't got no other paycheck coming in. That customer needs you at 3 in the morning. You're probably gonna be there 3 in the morning. Yeah, but I didn't sleep last night. You're your own boss now. No one ain't cutting that W-2, that check every 2 weeks, dropping it in your account. You got to go out and go and hunt and find it. So you've now moved from job to entrepreneurship because you want to be your own boss and be happy. And you realize, oh my God, this ain't happy at all. This is a lot of pressure constantly.
Right.
Fast forward to retirement. Retirement, I ain't got no boss. I ain't got no job. I did good. While I was working, I saved millions of dollars. So I could do whatever I want. And now your body starts failing. Your leg, my
Hmm.
dad is going through this right now in real time. He can't walk anymore. So he worked his whole life, saved, did everything right, boom, boom, boom. Now he's in his 80s. He can't leave the house. He's literally trapped practically in his house because his legs don't work anymore. Someone's got to come pick him up. Someone's got to drive him to where he's going. Someone's got to walk him to the post office. So at every stage in life, there's going to be aspects of it that you're not going to be happy about. That's life.